Hello, you're watching Studio Ken. Make sure you don't miss any episode of Studio Ken by subscribing to the YouTube channel. To subscribe, search for Studio Ken on YouTube, click subscribe on the bottom right of your screen, and set a reminder. You can also watch Studio Ken on Diamond TV on Wednesday at 18:30 and on Saturday at 19 hours. Studio Ken, the home of Kennedy Gundy on YouTube.
Music is a powerful tool for social change. It has also been adopted world over to boost chances for politicians to win elections, and Zambia is not an exception. Take Impi's Vantalamisoka for instance. It's a powerful reminder of who a politician is. We can throw out the 2011 hit by Dandy Crazy titled Donch Kubeba. It is credited for influencing the outcome of that election. And who can forget JK's Dununa Reverse? It was on our lips in 2016. We'll not delve into PK Shala's common man social commentary. With 2021 polls around the corner, there's a song titled Vamwankole that has everybody talking. And its singer, Lota Mandevu, is my guest on Studio Ken.
Pirato! Nafuma kuna konde na leto mutende bakamba. You're watching Studio Ken. Chiten subscribe ni free bakamba. Nefe ya free mre shupa. Nangu kute moburofa na kucheche mre rofa.
Drimz, welcome to this interview.
Thank you so much. The pleasure is mine.
Who is Mwankole?
I think the question should be, what is a Mwankole?
What is Mwankole?
Mwankole is a bird. Otherwise, it's known as a crow. Yeah, it's a bird that has got two colors. Black is the most dominant color, and it's got white in its neck.
So why did you decide to sing about this bird?
I got my inspiration from the Bible. I'm a Christian. I come from a Christian, family, and I use Bible stories to inspire and to send out a message to people. Sure.
There are so many animals, birds in the Bible that are written, but you decided to pick on a Mwankole. Why?
I think because God spoke to me that I needed to do this song.
So what did God tell you?
You see, we go through a lot of things in life, and sometimes you find that what you're going through, another person is going through. So, like I said, music influences us, depending on, your experience and what you're going through. So, when you read Genesis 8, verse 7, it talks about how Noah, built the ark and how he actually sent the Mwankole to go and see if the water had completely receded. But the bird didn't come back. It went for good. Noah ended up sending the dove. So there are people that behave like that in life. When they need help, they are so close to you. And then when they have some little bit of some money on, or they even forget, all the things that you did for them, all the help that you gave them.
So did God tell you to sing that song ahead of the 2021 elections?
Is there a problem?
There's no problem, but I just want to get the context because
Sure.
God spoke with you at a very appropriate time to some people, yourself included.
Sure.
What's the coincidence between the song and the elections next year?
To be honest, I didn't really think this song was going to have a connection with next year's election. Most of the songs that the famous songs that you hear from Drimz, I just wake up with a tune. I just wake up with a message ringing in my head, and I know that is God sending out a message. And if you look at my music, it's got this huge impact. So I don't question God why I'm doing a certain song at a particular time, because obviously I know He wants me to send a message at the right time.
Sure. And this is the right time?
there's no there's no wrong time with God.
But what makes this the right time then?
I think, look, I understand the power that I carry as an artist, and I believe, like I said, I believe God uses people to send out a message at the right time. And like I said, it's unfortunate that now we're beginning to narrow down the conversation to elections, because I think when you listen to the song, it doesn't even talk about politics. It doesn't talk about politicians. When you listen to my music, I don't mix my music with politics. Sure.
Maybe the question then should be, why do you think people are narrowing down the conversation to elections next year?
It's because when you listen to the song, it's appealing to people's aspirations. It's speaking to people's aspirations. And it's speaking to people's different experiences. You see, we have family members that behave like a Mwankole. We have relatives that behave like a Mwankole. We have friends, we have workmates. So people are relating to this song according to their personal experiences. And I don't blame people for that. But except I cannot be held responsible for how people decide to use the song, how people decide to, to interpret the song according to their personal experiences.
So why do you think a lot of people then tend to pick out the political messaging in the song?
Like I said, when you listen to the message in the song, you listen to the song twice, you find that it is nowhere near politics. But probably because of the Mwankole, the Mwankole word and the story behind the Mwankole word that I just told you, about Noah, people find it so easy to relate to whoever they want to relate to, because probably that's their personal experience and they would be in the best position to answer that. If you listen to my verses in the song, I'm actually talking about people that, bakankalako na drama, they forget their friends. Bakankalako na drama, barechinje ntemba. Bakankalako na drama, they start asking, do you know me? That kind of thing. Sure.
So based on what you've come to find out from the time that the song was released, who in this particular case, according to your fans, are Mwankoles in the political realm?
I cannot speak for my fans.
But you admit that your song has taken a political angle?
I don't think so. I don't think it has taken a political angle. I think, like I said, it has spoken to a lot of people's aspirations, and people are free. You see, you cannot tie people to say, you get my point? So people are free to interpret the song according to their personal experiences. So, like I said, I cannot be held responsible.
But when you go to social media, Drimz, especially after the elections, the two by-elections, a lot of people created memes.
Sure.
And they put people's bodies alongside the Mwankole. I saw politicians in the ruling party, for instance.
I haven't seen that.
I have, unless you are pretending, because it's all over on social media.
No,
I've seen politicians that have been called or labeled Mwankoles. That must concern you.
You see, there comes a point where sometimes you don't have control, like I said, on how people decide to use the music. It's like you want me to castigate everyone for playing a Drimz song at a wedding or at a kitchen party or when they're having a private party. This music is for public consumption, except sometimes it is also, it's prone to abuse. You get my point? So the artist cannot take the blame for the abuse. I do not take the blame for the abuse. It's quite unfortunate that people would resolve to go that route, really. Sure.
But at the same time, you understand the power of music ahead of elections.
I do.
In my introduction, I was talking about artists like JK, Dandy Crazy. All those have somewhat influenced election results in a particular way.
Sure.
With your song, do you think that is a route that it is taking? Especially that the opposition seem to be thriving and enjoying the song.
In 2015, 2016, I did the song called Umutende. All political parties were playing that song. Because I understand the power that is in, preaching positivity, and, these songs that we put out, they are going to be, here for a longer time than than us. We will die and the music will remain. So, first of all, for me, I understand that a political song is one that carries, a partisan opinion. And when you listen to Mwankole, it does not carry a partisan opinion. It's just that maybe it has come at a time where almost, the fans have a similar story to tell. And like I'm saying, I cannot be blamed for how people decide to interpret the song.
But can you blame the political parties that have adopted your song more or less as a theme?
There is no political party that has adopted that song.
But it's very popular amongst the UPND.
Well, if a song is number one in the country and, UPND or whatever political party you're mentioning, they live within the boundaries of this country, we cannot run away from the fact that obviously they would want to listen and dance to the song. But to say it's been adopted, I think it's quite an unfair statement. Because if they want to adopt the song, obviously you have to go through the proper channels. You get my point? Sure.
Are they paying you for it?
Nobody pays me to do my music. In fact, I pay my producer to do my music.
What I mean is, are they paying you for playing your song? Are they paying you royalties?
How many times have you paid me for playing my song in your
I
phone?
don't play your song. You and I are meeting for the first time.
But I understand you play my music. You've got my music on your phone and in your car you listen to my music.
No. Yeah, when it's playing on radio. The fact of the matter is that you and I are meeting for the first time here. Sure. So back to the question. Are the UPND paying you for your song?
For what purpose? Or on what grounds?
It's become a political anthem, more or less in certain areas.
Mr. Gundy, I don't mix my music with politics because I understand, the repercussions that politics can play on one's career. I still have a lot of years ahead of me, and I don't want to. Look, when you see the political atmosphere in this country, it's not something that one can be proud of. We have seen how certain musical careers have died because of taking a partisan side. And the path that I've chosen is not to marry my career with politics. So if there is any politician out there that thinks they can buy me, Mwailasha.
But at the same time, we've seen musicians that have become suddenly rich because of their association with a particular political party. So it's not exactly true that musical careers have come to an end as a result of...
There's a difference between getting rich and advancing your musical career. You are getting rich of a political party, not from the music. How many times have we seen someone doing a different business and then they just do a deal outside their usual business and they get rich? Are we going to say they got rich from the usual, the usual business or the other business? It's other business.
What then is your opinion about musicians that sing for political parties?
I can't judge somebody's decision based on their personal conviction, especially if Taweshira na Mkulomba advice. I can't judge them. It's the path, just like I've chosen to go this path. Nobody should judge me. I'm doing things out of my personal conviction. And if somebody decides to, it's like marrying. Nobody should come and castigate you for marrying mwana kashudu kumutima. That's your choice. Sure.
But then, next year, we'll see a lot of musicians performing for different political parties.
Are you sure?
Yes, because we've seen it in the past.
Okay.
2011, I just mentioned certain musicians that were known to perform for certain political parties. 2016, it was the same thing. Music has become part and parcel of campaigning in Zambia. Will you join that long queue yourself?
I don't indulge in partisan politics.
But you've got bills to pay.
I have got
and
bills
as a
to pay.
musician...
How have I been paying my bills all along?
Yes. That's why you've also become a musician. You were a lecturer before, we'll come to that later. But you joined music. And there's a lot of money that is thrown at musicians in elections.
Look, at the end of the day, it's the decision that you make. I have big...
So in yes or no terms, will you join?
No.
But will you allow the political parties, different political parties, to play your music?
When you say allow, what do you mean?
I mean, I've just given you an example of where your song has become more or less a political anthem.
At this point, do people really expect me to go around every place that is playing my music to stop them from playing my music?
Of course, that's a question that I'm asking you because as an artist, you are making money from your music.
Sure.
So if at all it is being abused somewhere, it's up to you to put in remedial measures so that whoever is playing it, that money trickles down to you. That's precisely what I'm asking.
Okay, so the music that you listen to, how many times have you paid the artist?
I've just told you myself
Okay,
that I
you
listen to
don't
that
have-
music on the car.
Okay, don't you have any music from any artist on your phone? Or
On my
something?
phone, no,
Yes.
I buy CDs. So I'm very much happy to support you to buy your CD.
I love this. Okay, so for me, this is what I've decided. I don't want to find myself in a situation that is going to compromise my career. The moment I accept to engage myself in conversations or talks with political groups, that's the day that I begin to compromise and go against, what I've said. I'm going to divorce myself from this. This is what I want. And people are not going to drag me the way they want. I'll go the route that I deem fit for my career, fit for my well-being, and fit for my family. Sure.
Is it true that some of your shows are being cancelled because of the political message that people have tended to?
Not that I know of. Not
Okay,
that I
but
know
you're
of.
supposed to have been in Southern Province
Sure.
today, and you're not going there. What happened?
Okay, so I got a call from the organizers of the two events. I was supposed to be in Choma and Monze. And they told me to say they got, initially they were given a permit. So then the police command there said, no, the president is going to be, in Southern Province. And they said they won't have manpower. They won't have manpower to, obviously, to come and, provide security and whatsoever at the event. So they say they actually gave us an option of trying to postpone so that, obviously, they know to send a formal to deal, even the event organizers. So it was not cancelled because of, what people are,
But that's quite suspicious. I'm curious to know, since when
I think-
did musicians start getting police protection? I mean, you've performed in different places before.
Sure.
Have there been policemen manning your
I think they
performances?
do. They do. But I think they
But
do.
to the extent of having your show cancelled?
I think it's a matter of national security. When the head of state is visiting a certain area, I think even certain activities are put to a halt, and we can't question that. Sure.
Let's talk about you before you became a musician. Who is Drimz?
Well, my real names, like you said, are Lota Mandevu. I'm a family man. God has blessed me with, or God has blessed us with 3 beautiful kids, 2 boys and 1 girl. I've been married for 5 years now. 5 years.
You've lost count.
I've been with my woman for close to 13 years.
Okay.
Yeah. I hold a higher diploma in information systems course under IMIS. And I'm a Chelsea and Cabo Warriors fan. Not forgetting Zambia. I support Polo Polo as well.
Of course, you live in Cabo.
It's obvious. I was a lecturer at some point. And, what else? I think...
Why music?
I think before I ventured into music, I was so much of a footballer. And there is a thin line between music and football. I think that's the reason why we see a lot of footballers going around with headsets, because I think music is a career. When I got injured, I made a resolve to quit football because...
Who are you playing for?
Just these my combined teams, where you're doing to my trials. I was hoping to... in fact, I got injured when we had gone for trials at Cabo Warriors. Yeah, I was hoping to get selected, in the young Warriors team, but I got injured. And from that moment, I remember, before that, when we were growing up, we used to have my variety shows, my teen talents, and I used to mime to Winston's music, I would mime to Red Linson's music, I would mime to Exile's music, and everybody was telling me, "Oh, I think you can do well in this in this field." I later joined a praise and worship group back in Kawe, and from there onwards, I became Drimz.
Okay, you became Drimz and quit lecturing.
Sure.
Why the lure to music?
I think
People would expect a person like you, well-spoken, you've
Sure,
been to school,
sure,
lecturer, to concentrate on your academics, but
Sure.
you went into music.
the time that I was in college, I was doing music, and I traversed, Zambia with Chameleon. I was Chameleon's backing vocalist at some point. I traveled with Slap D. I traveled with Roberto. I traveled with a lot of these guys. So when I'd gone back to Kabwe to advance my studies, because I was doing a higher diploma here, and after I got done, I was supposed to be admitted, at Mulungushi University to do a degree. But then we had financial challenges. And I got the computer that I was using at school, I started using it for studio purposes. So whilst I was doing that, I was also applying, for a job. But music was my passion. So I got the job, but then I only worked for 3 months or a semester. Because obviously the pay that I was getting was way, way, way too little. Everything was just going transport. I couldn't even afford to pay water bills. You can imagine. And it's a situation where you're getting paid, per period. So per period, they're paying you something like 40 kwacha. And then in a week, you have 3 periods. How do you survive like that? So I had to make sure that I put my energies and my mind, on production. Because production was giving me a little bit of some money, better than I was getting at that institution. Sure.
And how would you describe your musical journey?
It's been amazing. It's been challenging. It's been a learning curve, and I think I owe everything to God. At some point, I was almost giving up. A situation where you have this good music, and then you try to compare with what is obtaining on the market. Like, your music is better than, you get my point. At that time, I think we had The Third. So I used to cry. I used to cry in the night, and I think my young brothers would even attest to this. Like, I would play my music and ask God, why is my music not making it big out there?
So when did you have that breakthrough?
Before I became a countrywide hit, I was a hit back in Kawe. I had music that was playing everywhere, except the shows were not coming. If you get a show, obviously, kumpela kofezali na 150 filafini. Before tawalafika na kunganda nchinaipwa, because now wakaja kwa no. Yeah. But in 2014, I did a song called Damadansi ya Mlolo. And that song just went viral. 2015, I did a song called Irene Mambilima, and I think that is what announced.
Irene who?
Irene Mambilima.
Why Irene Mambilima?
Like I said, I like getting original life situations and try to put them in the music so that people would find it so easy to relate with the music.
But Irene Mambilima
is now the Chief Justice.
Why her?
If you listen to the song came out at a time when we just, we just got done with the 2015 elections. And for me, she was a standout character in that year.
How so?
There was a lot of tension. The atmosphere was politically charged. You could see tempers, at Mulungushi Conference Center. But when she was giving the updates, she was calm, like nothing is really going on.
But the same person who says you don't sing
that
about
is not
politics.
That is not politics.
Quite difficult to convince me there.
Look, a political song, like I said, is a song that carries a partisan opinion. It's a song that wants to advance the aspirations of a certain political grouping. You get my point? So when you listen to Irene Mambilima, there's nothing political.
So which one is your party?
Which one is my party?
Yes.
Zambia is my party.
Who do you vote for?
I vote for the right candidate.
Who's the right candidate?
The person that speaks to my aspirations.
And who's that one?
The person that is... My vote, come on, my vote is my secret. So I think I reserve the right to... Yeah.
Okay. Next year we'll be having elections. You spoke about your wife. If you were to come to your house today, what would you prepare for me? Food-wise.
Obviously, I would secretly do a background check, just to know what food you like, and then I think I would surprise you. Okay. I would surprise you.
But what is it that you tell your wife to prepare for you the most?
For me?
Of course, you.
I'm a very difficult person. I think even my wife knows.
Okay. So you don't have a favorite food?
I love beans.
Okay.
Though my doctors, tell me I'm not supposed to be taking beans because it gives me a lot of, gases. But I love beans with mince. I love soya pieces with eggs. I'm that weird.
Okay.
Sure.
And back to your music, what are your aspirations? Where do you want to see yourself in the next few years?
In the next few years, I think I want to have an influence not only in Zambia. And I think the many times that I've traveled, in this country, I've seen how, music has influenced, mankind. And I want to be an ambassador for humanity.
Bamonkole, thanks very much for agreeing to be on Studio Ken.
I really appreciate it, though. I feel like this interview came a little bit sooner than I expected.
There's no right time. All the best.
Thank you so much. Sure.
Pilato nafuma kuna konde na leto mutende bakamba. You're watching Studio Ken. Chiteni subscribe ni free bakamba. Nefe ya free mreshupa. Nangu kute mo burofa na kucheche mrerofa.